You ever see a shadow out of the corner of your eye? Have you ever had that feeling that something or someone is watching you? Do you ask yourself why these spirits are here? What do they want? Are they lost? Or are they trapped? I'm Ryan, and I run a paranormal group called Nuclear Soul Seekers. These are just some of the questions we ask when we do an investigation. We just don't try to get evidence of the paranormal. We try to get answers.
There's a lady from upstairs one keeping you here.
You're listening to Trapped Souls.
Welcome to Trapped Souls. I'm Ryan. It's my co-host Aaron.
Hello.
We're going to be talking about our newest and latest adventure, Madison Seminary. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about Aaron here. So why did you start Paranormal?
Oh, I've always been interested in the paranormal, between ghosts and ghost stories and all of that fun stuff. I've been a sensitive, so I've seen things, I've heard things. It's kind of run through the family. It's kind of in the blood, if you will.
Alright, yeah, so she's part of our group, Nuclear Soul Seekers. We have 8 of us. Obviously, her husband's part of it, but call him a skeptic.
Yeah, he's a skeptic.
Okay, he's a skeptic. And after the Madison one, I can tell you right now, he said he's intrigued. So he's getting there. A little more. We got some evidence tonight that we're going to go over. And if you have any questions, comments, you can go on Nuclear Soul Seekers on Facebook, or you can email me at trapsouls00@gmail.com. Either way, positive, negative input, it's always good. I really don't care. We're going to get right into Madison. So I picked this first investigation. Aaron's really never done a private investigation. We had Sarah, Craig, Shadow, and who else?
Lane.
Never really did a true investigation. They say they did a flashlight tour. I really don't count that. We went to Madison. Now the first 3 times I've been to Madison was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, I maybe got 1, maybe 2 EVPs every time I was there. I figured out it would be a really good first investigation for you guys. Well, it was a good first investigation.
Yes.
But it wasn't 1 or 2 EVPs.
No.
It was nonstop all night.
Yes.
If you guys ever get a chance, go to Madison Seminary. Rent it out yourself. It's not that expensive. And trust me, can't say you won't be disappointed because it all depends what they feel like doing that night. Sometimes they do feel like coming out, scaring you a little bit, talking to you. Sometimes they want to be quiet, nothing to do with you. But consider our last investigation there. I would definitely check it out if I was you.
Yeah. And one thing I will say with the paranormal investigation is when you're in there, show the respect because they are souls, they are spirits, and I do truly and firmly believe that they do feed off of that respect too.
Yeah, you'll probably hear some of the stuff that I will push a little bit, and I only push, I believe, the spirits that need to be pushed. We're called trapped souls, and the reason I picked that is because the places we investigate is, I believe, majority of them are trapped.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say lost souls. I really don't think there's really many lost souls out there. I think maybe some kid souls are lost, looking for their mother. But, seminary, infirmaries, prisons, they're trapped. There's always one entity that's keeping them there.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we go investigate these places, to get some answers of why they're there. A lot of paranormal groups want to set them free. Yeah. And, if that happens, great, but I don't know if that ever really happens. And there's some that want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I did Trans-Allegheny. There's a lot of nurses there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what their life was, taking care of these patients. And they're still there taking care of the patients. So, it's trapped souls. They're trapped. And we always try to get answers of why they're trapped.
Right.
All right, so we're going to get into a little bit of Madison here.
Mm-hmm.
You heard the scream in the intro. That's Sarah. I won't play that again, but she was scared.
Yes.
we'll just set that up real quick. We had some cat balls, ones I motion light up when they get moved. She was actually, we're in the third floor attic, the big room. We're just all there talking, and all of a sudden, she wasn't facing the cat ball. It lit. I think Aaron.
It was me that it was in front of me. Lane was to the left of me.
Yeah.
When I saw it light up, I screamed. Lane screamed. And Sarah launched herself into the air, hence the name Sarah Air now.
Yeah, Sarah. We call her Sarah Air. So, yeah, she got a little freaked out from that. A little hurt. Mentally and physically. So. But, I mean, that's part of the investigation. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get into what we call the grave room. A lot of people call the grave room. That was our first really in-depth investigation.
Mm-hmm.
We used dowsing rods down there. I'm a semi-believer in dowsing rods. They're fun. You get them. They're a cheap tool. They're like $15. Mm-hmm. And they're fun to use. Do I take a whole lot of credit in them? No. But I could be wrong. But we did some dowsing rods. We did some EVPs. We were down there a while. So the grave room is supposedly, it's in the basement where a girl was buried. I don't know. I got the last, feeling that whoever's buried down there is not nice.
No, not at all.
So,
absolutely.
A lot of people think it's someone else that's not nice holding her there, but, just because she's buried doesn't mean she's nice. She might be. We'll find out next time we go.
Mm-hmm.
But, I ask some questions, and I'll play you one right now.
Were you murdered?
All right, I'll play that again.
Were you murdered?
Obvious, that was an EVP we got. We did not hear that sigh, growl when we were there. If we did, I don't know how many people would have stayed.
No, I would not. I would have out.
I mean, there's some of the stuff that we heard on EVPs, and I have a lot that I think majority of the group probably would have left. I mean, and we'll get to the next one real quick. Still in the grave room, and I'll just let do it here.
You do not have to stay here. You can move on if you want to. Or is the lady from upstairs the one keeping you here?
We always thought that the lady from the second floor office area was keeping people there.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, according to this answer, no.
No, yeah.
Maybe this entity or spirit wants to stay here. I don't know. Maybe she likes the company.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's the one that's keeping people there.
When you hear her or hear it say no, it sounds very no.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, don't talk to me right now.
Yeah.
Because that other being entity is keeping me here.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff happened down there. I mean, Craig and Shadow saw a shadow figure.
Mm-hmm.
Not actually a figure, but something going across the wall. And we tried to debunk it, but it didn't work.
There was, yeah.
No one was moving. I mean, the grave room is a good spot to investigate if you guys get out there. And this is Erin here. She was talking about St. Michael, trying to be motherly, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys listen to it. I'll play it twice. Let you guys make your own conclusion of what it said. We'll talk about what we thought it said. I'll play it twice for you, though. Here you go.
Do you believe that in St. Michael the Archangel? I will say a prayer to him tonight for you.
So I'll play it again, but you'll actually hear my zipper go off. That's just my book bag. I was zipping stuff up when she was talking. Right after the zip, toward the end, you'll hear
Something.
Yeah. We'll talk about it after.
Do you believe that in St. Michael the Archangel? I will say a prayer to him tonight for you.
You can hear it say, Aaron says, "Do you believe in St. Michael?" It's a long pause, and you kind of hear a faint no. Then you ask it, "Want to say a prayer tonight?" No. Then I forget what you asked again, something about St. Michael, and you hear no. Then F you.
Yeah, when I said I'd pray for you that night, yeah.
Not nice entity. Obviously doesn't believe in St. Michael. It really does, and doesn't want St. Michael coming around. So that's all the evidence we got out of the Grey Room. Still pretty good evidence. There was still a lot of EVPs. We were down there for like an hour that I couldn't quite make out. Like, you guys hear a girl crying. It's very faint, so I don't want to play that because I can barely hear it.
Right.
I don't know, a lot of these ghost shows you see on TV, they're like this EVP, and I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if my ears are bad or what, but where do we go after that?
I can't even remember.
Sarah's room. Really, Sarah's room is a famous room.
Yes.
Okay? Everybody talks about Sarah's room.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen Destination Fear. They were there. I think Kindred Spirits are there. I'm not sure, but they always talk about Sarah's room. No EVPs in Sarah's room. We do get a weird picture. Obviously, we're audio, so you can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put it on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
and let you guys make the conclusion on that picture. It was weird. I did lay on Sarah's bed, and I got a stabbing pain in my left eye. Weird, never had that feeling before. Sat up and went away, laid back down. It felt like a hot poker went from my left eye, just my left one. It was my bad. I told someone not to lay in that bed because of what I felt. I should have had someone else lay in that bed. See if I get the same thing. But, it is what it is. It was an experience for me. When we go back, I'll do the same thing, see if I get the same thing.
I noticed after I had played Battle Hymn of the Republic because looking back at the history, that song was important during that time if you do your research on the seminary. And I realized after we had played it, it felt dense in the room is really the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, it was a different feeling in there. I mean, they say Sarah is a little girl. Some people say that she's demonic and that she just portrays herself as a little girl, which there's always rumors about that. Demonic entities betraying something innocent to try to get you there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any feeling of demonic stuff there. Never had a feeling of demonic stuff, so if it's true, I don't get that feeling. I mean, even the people that do ghost shows don't get that feeling. They say it's very peaceful in there, so it might just be a little girl that wants to play. All right, so next one, we're going to second floor. Now, second floor, we went up there because we were asking questions in the grave room. There's a lady upstairs in charge. Obviously, we didn't hear the EVPs, her saying no, and F off. So I was like, this is where I get a little bit more aggressive. A little more aggressive toward entities because it gets me mad when people hold people there for no reason. If you're there because you want to be there, that's cool. But if you don't have a choice to leave, it kind of gets me mad. So we went up, did some spirit box work. Spirit box are kind of a pain in the butt, but we'll play a couple here. If you guys can hear it, great.
Try again. How many are you here?
I'm not going to keep playing this because it's annoying listening to spirit box all the time. But I'll play it again, but I'll say what I thought, what it said. It's how many people are here, and you hear 7. So I'll play it one more time.
Try again. How many are you here?
So you hear that 7. So now is it saying that there's 7 of us there or 7 spirits?
Yeah.
That's We have to leave them a little more clear next time we do that. Here's another one. A lot of spirit box stuff here.
Can you close one of the doors in this hallway?
What'd you think it said?
What?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
So, we're spirit box. I use this thing multiple times. Same spirit box in Madison. So the previous 3 times, I actually kind of gave up on it.
Yeah.
I was getting nothing on that thing. I think, man, this thing's garbage. But it proved us wrong.
Yeah.
All right, so one more now. I got like 7 of these. So.
Can you say her name?
Can you say her name? Toward the end. I mean, it's annoying, but it says Lane.
Yeah.
So we've had multiple names come across through our investigations. My name's been said.
Oh, yeah.
Lane's name's been said. Our previous one at Fairfield, and that'll be our next episode.
Oh, yeah.
Craig's came across. So it's kind of neat to get a little personal. I mean, Spirit Box, you can pick up outside noises from the radio. I use AM channel because it's less voices coming through, people from radio channels, but when you ask who's talking to you, we'll get to that. And it's personal. It's kind of cool. So here's another one. This one's directed at me. So I think it's kind of obvious. At midnight, I don't think anybody's saying that. And you can hear it go through 3 or 4 channels.
Right.
So I'll play it one more time. So I was asking questions.
It was done with him.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with this. I'm not going to lie.
Pegged you for who you are.
Yeah, that's who I am. So I'm fine with it. I accept it. We always ask spirits, do you want us here? Give us a sign. You got to respect that. Like, we have a REM pod. Hey, you make that REM pod go off and you don't want us here and make it go off, we'll leave.
Right.
We'll respect it. I mean, if you call me an asshole, I might stay. All right, that was the 2nd floor. We did that toward the end. Some people were scared to go up there because they thought I was going to be an asshole. Which, I'd say I was mad. I thought the lady was keeping him there. We asked who was in charge, which the lady was in charge. And I'm surprised I don't have it on here. It said Dave.
Yeah.
And I don't know who Dave is. But thinking back in that day and age, were women really in charge?
No.
So it had to be a male. Maybe the woman on the wall. The freaky picture.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever go there? Maybe that was his wife or whatever. I don't know. We got to do a little more research into that. All right, so far, how was Madison up to this point? What were you thinking?
I really liked Madison. There were so many timelines in that building, from the inception of having the widows and children of Civil War soldiers, then to working as a home for the displaced as time went on, and then women's prison, kind of
like a psychiatric hospital.
So you had so many different bases of trauma in there. So in my opinion, I feel that with that much trauma, there's a lot of energy behind it. So you're going to have a lot of activity. I did the flashlight tour with Craig that one time. We were in there with a whole bunch of other people. There was a lot of noise going on. Going back, it really, you could feel you weren't in there by yourself.
No.
Yeah.
That's one of our rules. I mean, I have many rules in this group. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of a stickler for certain things. We're there to investigate and have a good time. That's it. Get some answers. One rule is we don't jump scare people.
No.
That's my number one rule. I mean, another rule that's huge is if you feel something, investigate it. I mean, if you there's times I walked into a room and I'm like, Aaron, come here.
Yeah.
Or Shadow, come here.
Yeah.
And there's times I didn't feel anything in the room. I still call people in there to see if they got the same feeling, because I don't want them to think every time I call them,
right.
they're going to get a creepy feeling.
Absolutely.
And Shadow is very good about it. He's like, I don't feel anything in
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Well, either did I.
He's really sensitive.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you feel something or they call you, you got to investigate. And that takes us to Sarah. Like, I'm going to call Sarah out. Like, before the jump scare, we were in the third floor attic, and there's a bathroom up there. It just didn't feel right. I asked her, like, she was scared going into this, so I just tried to get her a little more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she wouldn't come. She wouldn't come to me. Like, she stayed in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, I'm not doing anything you say. But that's not why we're there. But on the other end, you know, you watch Destination Fear and Project Fear, and I am a big believer that fear does bring out some entities.
Oh, yeah.
So it's nice. Our group is very nice because we do have moms,
Yeah.
females, moms, kids. I'm not saying like little kids.
Yeah.
So my daughter's part of this group. I mean, she's been doing it since she was 11, and I am more protective of her, but she's probably one of our top investigators.
Yeah.
Like, she looks up history. She loves doing it. And you'll, in our Fairfield one coming up, our next episode, she stepped up.
Yeah,
And
she did.
She's very good, and it's fun. I'm glad my daughter's doing it. And hopefully,
My kids one
your
day.
kids, one day, probably 5-6 years down the road,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
we'll get them involved. But besides that, so third floor hallway.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
I do not like the third floor.
So there's a lot of history. It's, you know, psychiatric women's thing. And yeah, I think back in the day, not Civil War, because Civil War's a lot of big difference down back that day. I just stuttered. But back in the day, you know, back in the Civil War, you could just drop your wife off.
Mm-hmm.
Say she's crazy. And they had to take her. And the only way she get released is you had to bring her out.
Come back and get her. Yeah.
So the husband got mad at his wife, drop her off. You know, didn't do the dishes, drop her off. You know, stuff like that. But still, even when this was going on, it was still kind of the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they take the man's word over the woman's word
Absolutely.
at all times. Now, there's some crazy women. I mean, all women are crazy, but, you know, look from Aaron.
I wish you could see my face.
But, I mean, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, they can still be admitted
Right.
without really being crazy.
There was no cause.
No, there was no cause.
Yeah.
I mean, so you had the big room in the attic. You go back in the hallway. It's a whole different feeling. I mean, you can look up the history of it. I don't want to get into it because it's pretty sick what they did back there to the patients, especially the doctors, if it is true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to talk about it because
It's really triggering.
we knew the third floor hallway is bad. Not bad, active. So me and Shadow went back there first, you know, and back hallway, you go straight back, and the hallway cuts left, but as soon as you go straight back, there's a room to your right. It felt bad. Like, it felt really bad, and I told Shadow to go in there. He walked in, and he was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, don't say anything. Let's continue down the hall, and everybody was following behind us, doing their own little thing, and see what they say. So we get down the hallway, everybody to join us down there. I said, well, let's do a spirit box session.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of vibe this out somewhere. So I asked everybody, what room do you guys want to do it in? What did you get the creepiest feeling? I think everybody pointed to that room.
Yep.
So if you ever get the heebie-jeebies, like you walk in a room, your stomach tightens up,
Yeah.
your hair stands up, that's this room.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened. The first few times I investigated there, the rumor has it that there was a big dark entity that lived in there.
Yeah.
And he used to come out like he was kind of like a big male nurse that was like the enforcer
Yeah.
for patients. I mean, that's what they say. But the stories have changed in the last 10 years of what's actually up there. Whatever it is, it's not nice.
No.
So I believe this is, we'll start with this one.
What is my name?
My name
hear that?
Oh, God. Okay, I hear it.
Okay, so it said my name. I'm not going to keep playing it because I said Spirit Box was annoying. I said, what's my name? After a little bit, it goes Ryan. Now I'm standing there, Shadowing's next to me, and everybody's to the left of me. My eyes got big. I'm just like, whoa, it said my name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, down the hall about 15 feet, we had a cat ball.
Yeah.
And that thing goes off at the same time. No one's in the hallway. So it's kind of cool that it kind of lines up.
Yeah, coincided with.
Yeah, so it said my name, then bam, cat ball lights up. And Shadowing couldn't even speak.
No.
Like, he's next to me just pointing with his mouth open. It was actually kind of fun. So it said my name, coincided. We got a couple other things going on the third floor here.
What's your name?
First question.
Now I'll play it one more time.
What's your name?
First question.
It's obvious that was on FM scan there, but it answered us.
Yeah.
Next question.
And a lot of times I've heard and I've read and seen other people talk about it. When you have an entity that does not like you or is not of the best spirit, if you will, pun intended, they don't want to give you their name. That's a power.
Yeah. Because they're like the enforcer.
Right.
You don't need to know their name. You just need to know their job. This guy, he might be treating us like a patient.
Right.
We're in his wing because he was the only one out there besides doctors. And if you're not a doctor or a nurse, you don't belong.
Right.
You're insane. We don't know. Here's another one. Last one on the attic here.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want somebody to sit next to the cat ball so you can set it off? Do you want somebody to sit next to the cat ball so you can set it off?
Alright, so you heard a no or whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
It's next to the cat ball. So, we got some EVPs off the third floor. Again, it's a little creepy up there. But again, if you feel something, go investigate it. I'm sick of people wanting to investigate spirits but run away.
Right.
Just don't go. Sarah, it's fun though.
Yeah.
I don't care. She gets scared. I'm cool with it. I'm trying to push it toward, but I still need her to have that fear.
Yes.
And because it helps bring it out. Not get Lane scared. And we'll get to that one shortly. Shadowing was a little nervous coming in, but I think he realized these spirits aren't going to hurt you. Honestly, the worst thing that's going to happen is you might get scratched.
Right.
It's a scratch. Everybody scratches. So, I've never been scratched personally.
I haven't, no.
My daughter's had her hair pulled. You guys have all stuff at Fairfield happen, and we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
And we'll have Sarah in the next episode too, so you'll get to meet her a little bit. It's always a good time. So that takes us to the infamous Devil's Toy Box.
Oh, God.
So I did not know this was here. And
I don't think any of us did.
No,
we stumbled on that.
And it was right at the end too. This was the fourth time I've investigated here. And I've never seen a Devil's Toy Box. I don't know if it's new, but I don't know if it's a prop, but it's freaky.
Yeah.
So there's a room with a coffin in it. I saw the coffin. Aaron and Lane were in the room next to it. It's just a coffin. I was like, whatever. Then, so I was just walking down a hallway, and I'm not going to lie, Aaron and Lane, I thought they were getting chased by, the Grim Reaper. They looked in the room and just screamed, and I actually started running down the hallway.
You did. You turned.
Because I'm I thought the Grim Reaper was coming at us. I had no idea what was going on.
again, I have been in that room before, and then all of a sudden that was just front and center.
Yeah. So Shadowin walks in his room, and there's a sign on the door. It's just a closet door. It says Devil's Toy Box. And I'm like, that's odd. And there's a list of rules in there that stuff you can't do in there. I'll let you guys read that when you guys go there.
Yeah. Or use your imagination.
Or use your imagination, which you shouldn't be doing in Devil's Toy Box.
Yeah.
It does say one person at a time. Lane looked at me and said, I'll do it if Irish does it. That's what she calls me, Irish. I was like, whatever, you know. So you open it up. It is mirrors, front, back, ceiling. All four walls and the ceiling is all mirrors. Now I'm going to tell you that it's a little disappointing. As soon as you close the door, it's dark. You can't see a mirror. So next time we're bringing tea lights, and we're going to light it up a little bit. Because it's tile mirrors, so you might be able to see like 50 faces in there. Hopefully I can get someone to do Bloody Mary in there. That'd be cool.
I'm out.
So anyways, we did Devil's Toy Box. It's another spirit box session.
Yes.
From Lane and I in there. And this, we'll talk about what happened after when Lane was at home. So we're just asking questions. I'll play that again. You can hear it. I wasn't really asking anything specific, but so it says devil.
Yeah.
Like we weren't really asking, are you the devil, or it just out of random it says devil. So that's why there's no question before. Here's another one, and this is what kind of did Lane in.
Yeah.
I can whistle too. Can you copy that?
Play it one more time.
I can whistle too. Can you copy that?
So you can hear it faint. Can you copy that? And it whistles back.
Yeah.
So it was whistling at us a few times before. Like we heard it. It was like that, and didn't really make anything of it because we didn't ask it to whistle. Then it whistled again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said I can whistle too, and I did a little different whistle, and it did a little different whistle.
Yeah.
Grabbed my arm, and it's just a whistle. Like, so the interesting thing about this is, and I talked to Aaron a little bit. I've never told Lane this. I might have mentioned at Fairfield that I had those whistles randomly, even on EVPs, throughout the whole night.
Yeah.
Like I didn't save them because it's just a regular out of nowhere. So I believe whatever was around us followed us into those nights. So funny thing is, what happened to Lane a couple nights later?
Yeah.
1 in the morning. What did she do?
The whistle.
Well, she heard whistles in her room, and she ended up calling Aaron's husband.
Oh yeah.
1 in the morning, she was scared because she's hearing whistles in her house. Mm-hmm. So, do I believe something followed her home? No. I'm not a believer in stuff following you home. Aaron is.
Yes, very much.
I'm not. They're there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They could be nurses, take care of patients. They could be like the superintendent like they're in charge. I really don't think anything's ever going to follow you home. The only thing that can follow you home is demonic. That will attach to yourself. And I didn't get anything. We don't really go places that have demonic stuff.
No. Mm-mm.
And we'll talk a little bit about that, about Madison. So Madison's a little freakier now because they brought a lot of stuff in.
Yeah.
So there's a place that I forget where it was that the owner owned, and he had to shut that place down, and he took a lot of medical equipment stuff and brought it into Madison. That's why it's a little more active and mixing spirits. They could be agitated or just more spirits there at all.
It's like what they say, like in a house that you're doing demolition or renovations on, you're stirring things up, then you're taking equipment or whatever out of where their home is, quote unquote, bringing it in there, and then they're, confused.
Yeah, they're confused, and, spirits, everybody knows they can be attached to stuff.
Anything. Yeah.
Or they can be attached to a place.
Mm-hmm.
or they can be attached to a person.
Right.
So, but mostly spirits that attach to people or family members and stuff like that, or we'll move with you. I mean, I said demonic stuff can, but I don't think there's really anything that we mess with. And I know the owner of Madison and Fairfield is really against demonic stuff.
Yeah.
Adam does a really good job, and I'm very glad that he does purchase these places because they're about to be torn down.
Yeah.
So he saves them, and he doesn't really change them. He doesn't want to put them back the way they were in the old days, and he's keeping it, for history.
Right.
And it's a great thing that he does. So that's all of Madison. What were your big takeaways on Madison?
I want to go back upstairs. I want to go back into the doctor's room. Definitely head back down to the grave room. The other room that I'd like to go into is the schoolhouse room. It's on the bottom floor, all the way in the back, where we were all standing. Because the last time I was there, it was myself, Craig, and there were two people that worked at Madison. And we were all in the room talking. And there was just enough light filtering in that at one point a hand reached up from behind around me and came up at me. And I'd like to know what that was or what it isn't.
Yeah.
So what I take away is there's a lot more in there that I would like to understand and see what it is from most of the people that talk about, Sarah and all the other spirits. There's a lot more in there, and I'd like to understand them, if you will.
Yeah, I don't know if Sarah's getting overshadowed by the new stuff coming in.
Yeah.
Because, really not much happened in Sarah's room. I didn't really get a feeling. I said I get the stabbing in the eye, but I don't know. I was just like...
Did she move out of the room even?
Yeah.
Is it just too much?
It could be. She might have moved on. But we don't know. So, so we're going back to Madison.
Next week?
Yeah, in a few weeks. But time this airs, it'll probably be past it.
Yeah.
But we got some stuff going on coming up in Madison. We're going to do some fun stuff. So you see a lot of shows doing different stuff. Like I'm a big Destination Fear fan. I love Project Fear. I love what they do. Mainly because they just have a good time. A bunch of friends just having a good time. And that's what our group is about. So.
And I like the Disney Channel.
She likes the Disney Channel. So, we're going to play some games next time we go to Madison.
Whenever he says we're going to play some games, it just, it does things to me mentally.
So we'll give you a little rundown on these games. There's 5 places in Madison that we want to investigate. And we're going to pick random. So 30 minutes each, flashlight or no flashlight. And it'll be random. If you're part of the group, you have to do it.
There will be a flashlight in my hand.
Well, if she picks no flashlight and there's a flashlight in hand, this will be the last time you hear of Aaron. So I do make rules and I stick with them. Because you know why? Because I'm an asshole.
Hey, even the ghosts know.
Even the ghosts know. So, it'll be fun. And there's a reason for it because I think we can find a lot more answers. You're sitting solo. Spirits are different. Some like talking to kids. Some like talking to moms. Some like big groups. Some like males. So, I think being solo, these spirits might be more
right.
Really talk to you.
And sometimes you can elicit a bigger response, too, if they really don't like you.
Yeah.
Because the drunk tank down there, they don't like Craig down there because he was a former correctional officer.
Yeah. So, it could go either way. You can have, a lot of those rooms on the 3rd floor are probably dual rooms. So they probably talk to their roommates.
Right.
So if you're solo up there, and that's what I'm going to do. I already picked, I'm doing 3rd floor because my name was set.
Okay.
So.
They want you up there.
Yeah, so I get some answers up there. So I'm going to go up there and do it. Previously, we just did Fairfield County. That'll be our next episode. I said Sarah will be on.
Yeah.
And you got to stay tuned for that because there's a reason Sarah has to be on.
Yes.
That might be the last time you hear from me. You have to stay tuned for that. Again, check us out. We're Nuclear Soul Seekers on Facebook. You can always message us, comment on us, follow us. or you can get a hold of me if you have any questions or any places you want us to think we should investigate.
Yeah.
Or if you're around the area and you want to investigate with us, we're always open.
Yeah.
To have new people come investigate with us. That's at troublesouls00@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Aaron, for being on the show.
Thank you.
Until next time.